Hi, I welcome you all to this presentation on 5 myths about DraftSight Debunked. First things first, let me introduce myself. I am Yatish Krishnamachar, a product definition engineer at Dassault Systems for SolidWorks and DraftSight. As a product definition engineer, my responsibilities include meeting and interacting with a lot of customers to understand their needs, and then plan and implement new enhancements to address these needs. Prior to Dassault, I have 5 years of industry experience in conceptualizing, designing, and development of telecom products. Having said that, let me clarify the objective of this presentation. Irrespective of whether you are evaluating DraftSight or even if you have started working with it, it is very easy to get confused in the beginning about particular details, and some misunderstandings may linger even in the minds of seasoned users. I always feel happy talking to customers who are evaluating DraftSight or even if they are seasoned users of DraftSight. I do interact with a lot of customers, but time and again, I hear the same misconceptions. So I thought it's time to put them to rest. Thanks for joining me in this presentation, and I'm going to take you through 5 most common misconceptions that I came across during my interaction with customers. Let's get started. Myth number 1. DraftSight does not indicate missing XREFs in a drawing. This statement is false. For those of you who are already not aware, XREF is a shortened term for external references. As the name indicates, the XREF feature allows you to attach external references to your drawing. The XREF feature isn't actually a part of your drawing, but works like a sort of overlay on your drawing. Let me demonstrate with an example. For this pump house drawing, I would like to attach an image of the pump house for reference and as well as add a PDF containing the standards to be considered for a pump house design. To do so, I go to the Attach tab and select Image from Options. After selecting the image, the same will be added to my drawing as an external reference. So is the case with the PDF. I am given an option to select all the sheets in a PDF or just the required sheet, and then DraftSight attaches the same into the drawing as an external reference. As you can see, apart from PDF and images, we also have the option to attach drawings and DGNs as external references. Now, let me save and close this drawing. Sometimes these XREFs might go missing for various reasons, such as the actual XREF file was deleted or moved from its original location, or if the XREF got corrupted, or if you lack permissions to the folder or server where these reference files are located, even if the reference files has been renamed. Irrespective of the reason the XREF went missing, it is very important that users be flagged for missing XREFs that are part of the composition of their drawing. Let me explain with a scenario. Consider a scenario where sales team have received an architectural drawing from architects or designers for which they wish to create a request for proposal bid. When the sales team open this drawing, it is imperative that they be flagged for any missing XREF files that are part of the composition of this drawing, so that in case of any missing files, the sales team can go back to the architect or designers and ask them if the missing XREF are relevant to the scope of their work. In this example, if sales team are not flagged for missing XREFs, it would greatly impact them during the request for proposal bid, as they would not know that there were missing information which could affect the total number on the bid and eventually lead to the company losing out money. In our example of the pump house drawing, where we attached an image and PDF as an external reference, I go ahead and delete the PDF and relocate the image to a different folder. And now, when I open this drawing in DraftSight, you can see that DraftSight does flag me with a dialog box, which indicates that there are missing external references in the drawing. If you wish to be flagged for missing external references in a drawing every time, then ensure that under System Options, you have the Show Notification for Missing External References option checked. Once checked, it ensures that you are notified every time an external reference file goes missing. After attaching external references, you can manage them with the reference palette. The reference manager is like a control panel for all reference files of your drawing. This tool can help you identify all missing files in a drawing, and not only that, you can either detach the external references, and you can even reassociate those missing or broken file paths using this tool. You can access this reference palette by right-clicking on the toolbar and clicking References, or by typing in references in the command line. We also have an option to attach the external references from within the reference palette. And so the facts are that DraftSight does identify and indicate all missing references in a drawing. After attaching external references, you can manage them with the reference palette. Reference palette is like a control panel for all reference files of your drawing. And not only that, you can reassociate missing or broken file paths using this tool. Let's take a look at myth number 2. AutoCAD supports reuse of content with the Design Center, while DraftSight doesn't. Not true. For those of you who are aware of AutoCAD's Design Center, you already know that it provides access to other drawings, hatches, blocks, etc. in your drawing area. When it comes to DraftSight, Design Library Palette from earlier version of DraftSight 2015 is replaced by much more advanced Design Resource Palette. Many people I speak with have not used or forget the power behind design resources. So, design resource can be used to capture objects from template and drawing files and quickly drag them into the current drawing file. And why is it important? There might be situations where designers want to share design elements within their own drawings, or as well as between colleagues and external consultants. Design Resource Palette helps you browse for content in your projects. You can activate this palette by right-clicking on the toolbar and selecting Design Resources, or by entering Design Resources in the command line, or even from the Insert tab. The elements you find here from your computer or network can easily be reused in the current drawing. For example, we can access the blocks of a file, and also we can find dimension styles, layers, line type, attached external references, sheets created in Paperspace, table styles, and even text styles. If we click on blocks, we can see them in the content section. If you choose layers, for example, you can drag and drop any of them into your graphics area. Please note that we are not importing the content of the layers, but only its configuration. That is to say, the layer name, color, line types, etc. If we choose a block, we can drag and drop them into the current drawing. With this action, the block is now inserted into our drawing. Let me add few more blocks to complete this drawing. This is clearly an easy way to reuse content from other drawings and to increase your productivity. If you click the right button of your mouse, we will meet two more features. One of them is set as home. Now this becomes the location by default, and when you click on home anytime, the software will bring you back here. Now let us define these files as favorites. And when we go to favorites, we can access the content of all these files. Design resources in DraftSight is a great feature that gives you quick access to existing content and allows you to conveniently reuse them in future drawings. And so, to summarize the facts, Design Library palette from earlier version of DraftSight is replaced by much more advanced Design Resource palette. This palette helps you browse for content in your projects such as libraries on your computer or a network drive and on a web page. The elements that you find here from your computer or network can easily be reused in the current drawing. It helps you reuse the content from other drawings to save time and increase your productivity. Let's move on to myth number 3. We cannot insert industry standard hardware into our drawings. Wrong again. The mechanical toolbox in DraftSight contains a set of standard 2D design and detailing tools to help you create and annotate drawings. Mechanical Toolbox includes a collection of data tables that represents existing industrial standards. You can even create custom standards based on available standards. Use the Layer dialog box to map and manage predefined layers to basic entity types or to mechanical toolbox paths, symbols, and tables. Toolbox also lets us add additional representation of standard holes. In this example, I have considered an asymmetric through hole of dia 5 mm. Under Properties, you can even control the creation method for this hole. And DraftSight lets you dynamically measure the material thickness of this spreader and then decide on the hole length based on the same. With DraftSight's tracking method, we can quickly place these holes in the required location without drawing any construction lines. Toolbox includes hardware components based on different standards that you can directly insert into your drawings. Here, let me select an asymmetric socket head cap screw of M5 into 0.8 pitch. Again, dynamically selecting the thickness of this spreader, I can decide upon the fastener length. And with DraftSight's tracking method, I can again quickly place this hardware in the required location without drawing any construction lines. I'll just go ahead and add a counterbore hole to my spreader. The Toolbox Screw Connection dialog box helps us combine bolts and screws with nuts and washers using a simple dialog box. Here, let us choose an M6 hex bolt. And again, measuring the material thickness from the graphics area. After having selected the fastener length, we can then go ahead and choose the nuts and washers as required. For better clarity, DraftSight even enables you to add hole callouts to annotate these holes in the drawing. You can even take it one step ahead by adding hole tables to your drawing. Hole tables automatically generate hole information such as the hole size and location in a tabular format. The hole tables measure the position of the selected holes from a specified origin datum. DraftSight labels each hole with a tag that corresponds to a row in the table. You can insert balloons to the drawings. The balloons label the parts in the assembly and relate them to item numbers on the bill of materials. You can specify the part to be ballooned and then indicate the quantity of the part and then add a description. We can go ahead and balloon all the parts present in this assembly. We can then go ahead and create a bill of materials based on the added balloons. As you can see, DraftSight automatically creates a bill of material for us. At any stage of the design process, you can insert frames and title blocks to your drawings. DraftSight provides a set of predefined frames and title blocks for each engineering standard. The inserted title blocks are loaded with attributes and can be filled with definition. And now to the facts. DraftSight does provide robust mechanical tools and symbols that will help you standardize your mechanical drafting practices. Toolbox includes standard 2D design detailing tools, hardware components to help you create and annotate drawings. You can even create custom standards based on available standards. All these help speed up your design cycle, minimize errors, and hence shorten your time to market. Now to the fourth myth. I cannot batch plot to publish multiple sheets or drawing files using DraftSight. Well, we all have been in this situation, aren't we? When it's late on a Thursday evening and you're winding down, ready to leave the office for the day, and out of nowhere your project manager arrives at your desk and tells you that he needs a complete set of drawings of the project by 11 a.m. tomorrow. Your heart sinks, isn't it? Well, imagine, even if it's a small project like maybe 20 drawings on the electrical side and 20 on the mechanical, that's 40 drawings that needs to be opened and printed. That doesn't sound like much, but trust me, it's about an hour's work. If only there was a way to automate the process, like somewhere you could load the required drawings, hit print and just walk away. Well, in DraftSight there is. Let me introduce you to batch print. You can activate the batch print command by accessing it from File menu under Print Options. The batch print command can be used without having any drawings opened in your graphics area. Even if you have drawings open, you will be prompted with a window asking if you would like to consider the same. Hitting No will not include the drawings in the batch list. Clicking Yes will include all the sheets of the current drawing into the batch print list. Make a note that all the sheets must have print configuration for it to be included in the batch print. You can add additional files. If you wish to remove any sheets, you can do so by the Remove Sheets command. DraftSight also provides an option to add a complete folder that needs to be batch printed. Clicking Start will prompt to save the current batch print list. If you choose Yes, the next time you batch print, you'll be able to quickly load the same list of drawings. As you can see, the batch printing process runs in the background and you're free to keep working on any other task. Once done, you can even have a look at the batch print log that is generated. Sheet sets can also be used in large projects involving multiple drawing and sheets to print. Here we have a project which has multiple layouts. Sheetset Manager helps you organize and configure printing to all these drawings and sheets at once. With Publish option in Sheetset, you can print the entire project, TWF, PDF and other formats. Or you can even print the entire project or just a subset to paper or PDF. So the facts are, the DraftSight batch print feature allows users to print multiple drawings simultaneously. And batch print command can be used with or without any drawings opened in the graphics area. Also, sheet sets is a powerful way that can be used in large projects involving multiple drawings to print. Publishing or printing process runs in the background, allowing you to work on other tasks. All these things help you save time and frustration from having to manually load and print every drawing individually. Go ahead and give it a try. And to the last and final myth of the presentation, we cannot create parametric drawing using DraftSight. This statement is so not true. For those of you who are already not familiar with parametric drawings, it is a method for designing with constraints. And why does it become important? Because parametric design lets you specify the key parameters of your project and make changes interactively with the model updating automatically. It can be used by engineers to make more efficient designs, explore more options, and optimize their designs. By finding right input parameter and geometric logic, designers can achieve an efficient design. This is nothing new in terms of engineering best practice, but it is now possible to do it at a much higher level, thanks to DraftSight constraints. There are two types of constraints: geometric constraints and dimensional constraints. DraftSight allows you to apply constraints and provides more flexibility while creating your designs. The constraints we have allows us to determine the position or shape of an object and even how objects relate to one another. As an example, selecting this coincident constraint and after selection specifying the corners, instantly these two vertex are made coincident to each other. Please note that the order of selection matters. You can experiment with various other constraints available in the geometric constraints to define relations between entities. There are various other options available under geometric constraints like tangency, symmetric, vertical, horizontal, etc. In this example, I'm going to create a tangential constraint between the circle and the edge of a rectangle. We can even create symmetrical constraints between entities. As simple as that. Few more examples of geometric constraints are smooth, which allows you to create a smooth blend between a spline and the selected entity. Also, there are other options like vertical, horizontal, which allows you to create or make the entities horizontal or vertical. At any point of time, you can choose to hide or unhide all the constraint icons. You can even apply a dimensional constraints to your entities. In this case, selecting this angular icon and after selection and specifying the corners, instantly a dimension label and a lock symbol appears, defining and constraining the angle degree in place. So later on, when you move around your entities, DraftSight ensures that the corners you mentioned remains unchanged. You can also use the convert feature to transform regular dimension into a dimensional constraint. You can even establish relationship between the two entities. Go ahead and start experimenting with constraints feature and I'm sure it will enhance your DraftSight experience. And now coming to the facts. Constraints in DraftSight help maintain design specifications and requirements by constraining the geometry of a drawing. It provides greater control and productivity while drafting. It really makes design changes quick and easier. And now for a little surprise, a bonus myth. We cannot save out an embedded Excel file to a local hard drive. In reality, we can save out an embedded Excel file within DraftSight to a local hard drive. Here is how. I have here an Excel file embedded within DraftSight. Under System Options, if the Use In-Place Editor is checked under OLE Editor Options, then when I double-click the Excel file, I have no option to save this Excel file out to a local hard drive. In order to be able to save this embedded Excel file to a local hard disk, under System Options, under OLE Editor, make sure that the Use in Place Editor option is checked off. Now, once I try to open the spreadsheet, I can save it to my local hard disk. So I think the fact is clear that DraftSight does allow sharing out an embedded Excel file or any other embedded files to a local hard drive. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on 5 minutes about DraftSight Debunked. Just to let you know that DraftSight is not just one product, but it is a portfolio of solutions to meet all your needs. We have DraftSight Professional or Enterprise, which is your 2D workhouse and is similar to AutoCAD ELT. We then have DraftSight Premium or Enterprise Plus, which gives you the capabilities of 2D constraints and 3D DWGs. In addition to that, DraftSight Enterprise or Enterprise Plus is available as network licenses that allows multiple team members to share their license in case if they are not using it all of the time. And then we come to the 3D Experience DraftSight, which is a combined solution of DraftSight with the power of the 3D Experience platform. And now, where to go from here? I wanted to take just a few minutes to help you decide what's next on your learning journey. The first one is obviously sign up for more sessions here at 3D Experience World. We have 17 sessions including our last one, which will be a panel-led live Q&A. Hope to see you there. Another great resource is the DraftSight website. It has installation and implementation guides and other resources. The DraftSight YouTube channel also has a great learning journey. If you are new to DraftSight and are looking for tutorials to get you to speed quickly, start here. We get asked quite a bit of questions that are in the help. Wanted to point out that clicking the question mark at the top right corner in DraftSight and doing a search is a great way to start to find out more information. And have you joined the DraftSight Swim community? This can be found in your 3D Experience platform and is a great way to throw out questions, ask how to, and get technical support from the worldwide DraftSight community.